again, it's Christina from Sunshine and Flora. So I have a super busy day today. This afternoon will be my first delivery of bouquets to a bakery that I am partnering with. It's about 20 minutes from here, and I am hoping that this is the first of multiple businesses that I can partner with to carry my bouquets. So since I have a lot going on today, I thought it would just be fun to set up my camera and show you everything. So you can see I already have a bunch of tulips already in a bucket here. These are rehydrating. These have been in my fridge for a few days with the bulb attached. To get tulips to last the longest, you want to leave the bulb attached because that continues to give the tulips nutrients. So I'm going to get busy. I have a lot more tulips to rehydrate. Aside from all the bouquets I have to make today to go to this bakery, I have a whole bunch of orders for tomorrow, and then I have a party that I am decorating for this weekend. It's graduation weekend here in town, and so I have some table arrangements to do for a party as well. So I'm going to set up the camera in my utility room where I'm going to be rehydrating and washing my tulips, and I'll just show you what it looks like. So if you've been watching any of my tulip videos, you've seen the fridge that I acquired from some friends for free where I have been keeping my tulips. It is not exactly what I wanted, but it is working out great so far. So let me show you everything that I have in here. There they are. It is packed full. So all of these tulips have the bulb attached. I'm going to be taking out about 130 to 140 tulips today, cleaning them and rehydrating them. Those are going to go to the bouquets for the bakery. You know, it's the first time doing this. I have no idea what to expect. This particular bakery is open Fridays and Saturdays. She has a really great business, but neither of us really know how many bouquets are going to sell. So I'm going to start out with a safe number of 10. So I'm going to be making these $20 bouquets, which typically have about 13 to 14 tulips. So I'm going to need about 140 tulips. The rest of the tulips are going to go for orders that I have for tomorrow and that party this weekend. So I'm just going to start unloading the fridge and show you what everything looks like. So I'm going to start with this first bucket of tulips that was on the bottom shelf, and let me show you what some of these look like. You're going to think that they look really, really sad. All right, so I hope you guys can see that okay. This is a tulip with the bulb attached that has come out of the cooler. This one actually isn't quite as bad. Here, this one's better. Look at how droopy that is. Hopefully my camera's focusing on that. You could never sell a tulip looking like that, but it is totally fine. Once I cut the bulb off and rehydrate this for about 3 to 4 hours, it's gonna look like brand new. So I'm gonna get started here. I'm just using my Fisker snips. I have another bucket that I'm putting the bulbs in, and I also strip the bottom leaf off because that goes into my compost pile. So I'm just gonna grab multiple tulips at a time, cut the bulb off. Then I'm gonna take this bottom leaf off. There's always dirt in there. They're gonna get a good rinse. All right, this is nice and clean, still looking really sad. I have another bucket on the floor with water. This is gonna go in that bucket. Once I get all of these clean, I'm gonna take them back out into my other room and show you what's next. Now, I've had a lot of people ask me since I started growing tulips, why do I pull the bulb? Well, Nicole from Flower Hill Farm just posted a really great video on this that she did with Dave Dowling. But basically, when you're growing tulips for cut flower bouquets, you treat them as an annual. So the main reason is that the bulb is what gives the flower the nutrients. So you want to pull the bulb with the flower to keep it longer so it has the nutrients. Also, if you're cutting all of the foliage and the flower off of the bulb and leave the bulb in the ground, it's not going to flower next year anyway. It may grow some foliage, but you're not going to get a bloom off of it. The other reason that is really helpful is it gives you a much longer stem length. This is ground level right here where my finger is. Look at the extra 3 inches that I get on a stem when I pull it with the bulb. So that's basically why you pull the bulb and treat it as an annual with a tulip. All right, so I think I am about a little over halfway done with the tulips that I need to clean and trim for today. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish getting these in the buckets for the rehydrating process. And I like to wrap them in newspaper to try to keep them a little bit straighter. So I have some that are short and some that are tall in this bunch. This one is really floppy. I am really interested to see if this will rehydrate normal. I mean, and some of these look really good. So they all just kind of vary. 13, 19, 20. Okay, there's a bunch of 20. I'm gonna wrap these taller ones, or I'm gonna wrap these shorter ones, and then I'll wrap these taller ones. But I'm just taking this newspaper, wrapping it around. Stapling it at a couple places. This is just kind of keeping them straight and bunched together. And then this is how they'll go back into the bucket. These are Renown Unique. So pretty. These are gonna go in here. I need to put way more water in this bucket so that I know that all of these are hitting the water. One of them is not hitting the water. There we go. Okay. So that's how they're gonna sit till I get them put in bouquets. I think it's just gonna help keep the stems straighter when they're so weak versus just drooping over the side of the bucket. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. I have about 40 more to do. I will probably have a few more tulips this week, but then that is the end of the tulips already, and I'm gonna have to harvest out those beds and get them prepped for my summer flowers, like zinnias, dahlias, celosia. That is what is going in the spots where all of these tulips have been living. This weekend, we're actually supposed to have a night down into the upper 30s, which normally I would have some of my summer flowers, actually most of my summer flowers planted out by now. But I think I'm gonna wait till next week because I don't want that frost to touch any of those seedlings that I'm putting into the ground. Okay, let me show you everything that I have. Okay, here is all the tulips for the bouquets for the bakery today. Such a beautiful mix of colors. I am so glad that I have a bunch of the yellow ones to add in because I seem to have a lot of pink ready at the same time. So these are gonna make some really beautiful bouquets. And then the rest of the tulips in the fridge, I will clean later today. Those will hydrate overnight. I'll make the bouquets in the morning. And then I have all those order pickups tomorrow. So I'm gonna let these sit for a few hours. This video will pick back up when I'm assembling the bouquets. Okay, it's about 4 hours later. All of these tulips should be fully hydrated. So I'm gonna start taking the newspaper off, seeing what they look like, and then start making the bouquets. I should have more than I need, so if a few aren't okay, I should still have plenty for what I need to deliver this afternoon. All right, so if you remember right, I showed you how much a tulip flopped over when you took it out of the fridge. Look how nice and firm these are now. This one's still hanging a little bit, but that's a really tall one. But look at how upright these are. All of these. I mean, all of these were just hanging and droopy, and they are just solid up and down now. All these really tall ones just hung. Isn't that just crazy? So crazy. So my plan is for these is to just make them all mixed colors. I may do some depending on how many I have that are maybe like just purple and yellow, but I pretty much have purple, yellow, pink, and maybe some white. So I think I'm just gonna make them all the same, kind of the purple, pink, yellow. I do have different shades of pink in here, but regardless, they're just gonna be all so beautiful. I'm really hoping they sell well. I did hear from the owner of the bakery this morning. She said she already has 3 spoken for, so I was going to take between 10 and 15. I at least am going to take 13, because then that way the 3 that are sold, I know those will go out the door, and then I at least have 10 more that people can come by. And we have no idea how these are going to sell, but 10 is the minimum that I definitely want to take. So I'm hoping to have enough for 15. And wouldn't that be great if all those sold? Which, you know, 15 bouquets, if you're a big flower farmer, you don't think that's a lot. But for someone on the small scale level by me, if you sell 15 extra bouquets per week, that really adds up for your entire season. So I'm really excited to see how this first week goes. All right, I'm gonna start putting bouquets together. I have my paper pre-cut. Let me show you that. I have this setting on a different table so it doesn't get wet. But I use craft paper. I have it pre-cut to 18 inches. I buy an 18-inch roll, and then I just cut it. It's cheaper if you buy it in the roll, and I don't mind cutting it right now. So I'm gonna set this paper on a different table with my stickers and my stapler, and I will show you what I end up with at the end. Okay, I've got 5 bouquets done. They're all taking on this yellow, pink, purple combination. Here are the other 5 that I have done. I'm so happy with how these are turning out. I'm gonna change gears, and for a few bouquets, I'm gonna start using these pale yellow ones mixed with some of these. These are Flaming Flag. They're white and purple striped. And maybe a couple whites. I'm gonna make a couple that are that combination and see what those look like, just to change it up a little bit for a couple. I am making these 13 stem bouquets is what I'm putting in here. All right, so this is kind of a purple yellow apricot. That's really pretty too. I'm gonna do a couple of these just to change it up. Okay, all of my bouquets are done. I got done just in time. I gotta hop in my car and get to this bakery by 3 o'clock. These turned out absolutely beautiful. I have 14 bouquets, so that means since 3 are already sold, there'll be 11 others available, and I cannot wait to see how they sell. So I'm going to take you guys along for the ride. I'll show you a little bit of what the bakery looks like, and then at the end of this video, I'll let you know how many sold. Okay, so I'm hitting the road to the small town of Aurelia, Iowa. It is about 25 minutes away from where I live. Here is the cute little bakery that I am going to have my bouquets in. It's run by an acquaintance of mine. She is open Fridays and Saturdays and offers lots of different desserts and lots of different kinds of cupcakes. I am really excited to see how this first week of sales goes. All the bouquets are on display right next to her counter. Okay, so it's the Monday after I delivered all of those bouquets to the bakery, and I am really excited to share that they all sold out. Most of them sold on Friday. There were a few left on Saturday morning. Those sold also. And the bakery owner did mention that someone stopped in after everything was sold out wanting a bouquet, and they were already gone. So it is good to know that there is really good interest for those to be taken to that town. So I hope to continue doing that in the future. As of right now, this is my very last week doing tulips. I have so many orders already to fill here that I don't have enough to take to that bakery this week, but I hope to have some peonies next and snapdragons and my ranunculus. So as soon as all of those start blooming, I plan to take another delivery up to that bakery. So I will continue sharing everything with the harvest and the flowers throughout the summer. So stay tuned. We'll see you soon.